my name's John Cordy, and today we're going to be comparing a Ford Taurus and a Toyota Hilux, obviously. Today I wanted to put together a little video just comparing the sounds of this Telecaster before and after the pickup change. Prior to the pickup change, I had some ToneRider Hot Classics in there, which are relatively cheap pickups, and I've got some hand-wound, I guess is the word, K-line pickups, which are sort of similar to the Dirty Blondes in this Stratocaster in terms of relatively low output and Alnico 2s. Now, the reason for this is I think once you've made a change on a guitar, I think it's easy to kind of have a perceived difference, and I don't know whether that difference is actually real or not. And so I'm trying to ascertain whether a pickup change, so we're going from kind of the budget end to, in theory, the very high end, and to see whether the perceived difference to me or to you seems like value for money, I guess, is the reason. Hand-wound pickups can be pretty expensive, and I guess as a guitarist it's interesting for me to know whether there's a substantive difference between the really cheap stuff and the really expensive stuff, and what is that difference. So here's some clean stuff, here's some stuff with lowish gain, and here's some stuff with higher gain, and I guess we can listen to it and then I'll come back and talk to you about what I think. The only changes that were made, this four-way switch was changed, and the pickups were changed, and the strings obviously are changed. So I guess there's a difference in the kind of the strings as well. So there's a whole bunch of stuff which is difficult to control for, but let's see if we can notice any differences and whether this is worth anything as a scientific experiment. I don't think it is. After listening to the clips, I personally think that the most pronounced difference is in the clean tones, which kind of makes sense. I feel like this pickup has a bit more clarity and a bit more chime potentially than the neck pickup that was in there initially. If you guys want to leave in the comments below what you thought as well, I'd be interested to read. I know that we all hear things in slightly different ways, so also you can leave your comments and think about whether you would say that this is a value for money swap or not. I think that'd be interesting. The mid-gain kind of stuff, so that the first solo, which I helpfully deleted the footage of for the ToneRiders, I think again there's a small difference there to me. Again, I think it's maintaining a bit more clarity, but when it comes to the fully driven tones, personally I'm not really seeing a massive difference there. Certainly not what I necessarily thought I was hearing when I was initially playing the guitar again. So when I picked up the guitar and started playing it again, and I've been playing it over the last couple of days, I'm thinking, yeah, this is totally what I was after, and I'm really enjoying this a lot more, which I guess is natural once you've spent money on a thing. But listening back to the clips, I can hear differences in the cleans, I can hear slight differences in the mid-gain, but honestly, differences in the lead tone I think are less pronounced. So let me know in the comments, do you agree with that assessment, or are you hearing things differently? It's a bit difficult for me because I'm also listening to my playing and thinking about things that I didn't like in there and all that sort of stuff. I'm happy with the pickup swap in general, but I guess if there's a piece of advice that comes out of doing this, to change pickups in the guitar for me is not particularly something I can do easily, so I need to get someone else to do that for me. So my friend Chris did this for me, but if you had taken it to a shop, I imagine it would be a relatively costly procedure. You've also got the cost of the pickups themselves, so you know, it's a weighing up a thing. Is this going to make a substantial difference to you? Well, I've just shown you the cheaper end of the spectrum versus an expensive end of the spectrum, so I guess hopefully that helps you to decide in your own guitar world whether that would make a substantive difference enough to your guitar that you want to make that kind of investment, as it were. Personally, before this experiment, I was of the belief that probably if you've got a guitar that you like or a guitar that you sort of don't like, I don't think a pickup change is going to make a big enough difference that it's going to make you want to pick up that guitar all the time. If there's a guitar that you really liked and you've got something going on with the pickups you think that is not doing it for you, perhaps it will make a difference if you change pickups. But unless you're A-Bing it, I don't think you'll necessarily really know for sure. I think perceived differences are quite a lot more effective than what the actual difference in outcome really is. But I might just be deaf. So yeah, hopefully that's interesting in some way. I know pickups are a sort of fun topic to talk about in some ways. In other ways, I'm not interested at all. But I was really interested to get some nice pickups in that guitar and see what the outcome was. So hopefully you can get involved in the conversation and we can chat about pickups a bit in the chat comments below. Was this useful? Did you get anything out of it? Maybe. If you did, there's a buy me a coffee link. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, that's a way to let me know. If you don't want to support the channel, that's also fine financially. Only use that if you really want to and can afford to. And also, if you can't afford that and that's not something you're interested in, just leaving a like and a comment also really helps, and subscribing. But it'd be really good to hear your opinions, I think, and see if you can convince me that I did spend my money well. Thank you for watching.